Howdy folks, Charlie here from Multicasking. Shout out to Susan Russell who commented on our original Vevor Slushy machine review, and she said, hey, I just got mine. And I said, congratulations, because it's a big deal. And she was feeling a little overwhelmed and was curious about some step-by-step ways to take care of her brand new slushy machine. So today I'm going to show you step-by-step how to take apart your Vevor Slushy machine, clean it and put it back together again. Let's get right to it. What we do is when we change out from be it a Coke slushy to a Mango Delight that we make, we'll actually empty out the contents into a pitcher, maybe put that to the refrigerator for a couple days and bring it back in. It all depends on what events we have going and how much is actually left. But step one is going to be to empty the contents of your machine. Once you have as much out as you think can come out, go ahead and turn the mixer back on, or leave it on the whole time even. And that will push some of that little bit back out to you. Okay, go ahead and turn the mixer off now. This is just water, so I'm gonna dump this out. You're gonna have a little bit left inside of here. Don't worry about that when you take it apart. Go ahead and just lift up and slide it, pulling it right on out. Whatever's left inside here when you take the tank off will empty out through the downspout and into the reserve tray. Next, simply take the mixer off. You'll notice the gasket also comes out with it. Next, take off the back O-ring. Now that we have everything off, we want to go ahead and clean the cylinder. To clean the cooling cylinder, just use a regular dish soap and a wet rag. Your cylinder's already going to be wet from whatever slushy you had inside there, so you want to make sure you get off any parts of any strawberries or whatever concoction you had inside there. For me, I apply the dish soap straight to the cooling cylinder and get that nice and sudsy. Make sure you pay attention to where the O-ring goes as well, and make certain you get underneath it. You want to clean the tray as well and leave nothing here that can ever mold or get bad on you. I'm going to empty the reservoir tray. I'm going to take a clean rag and get as much of the soap off I can ahead of time. I'm going to take my gallon pitcher, fill it about halfway full of water, and just rinse it off. This all empties out down into the reservoir tray. I'll repeat this task a few times to make sure there's no soap or residue left at all. Do make certain you get all of the soap and residue out from underneath the cooling arm. To save it from having any water spots, once you're done cleaning the unit, go ahead and wipe off your stainless steel. No reason to leave any water spots, and keep it nice and shiny for your guests. One of the best safety tips is make sure you pay attention to your plasticware, your gaskets, your O-ring. These will attract mold if you don't clean them properly, and you do not want mold inside of something that's as delicious as a slushy machine. When you clean your mixer, make sure you get both sides as well as the side arms. Make sure you get this nice and soapy and clean of any debris. When you're cleaning the top of the tank, remember there are LED lights in here that cannot get wet. So I use a brush and I just clean this in the sink with just the brush and some soap, and I make certain that this stays nice and tight so the wires and the LED lights do not get exposed. The tank itself is super easy to clean. Just clean it with soap on the inside. Realize though there is a gasket that is attached inside of the spout here. So when I fill this up with water, I do let the soapy water run out through the spout just to make sure it also gets cleaned. Now it's time to sit back and pour yourself a cocktail, because this does need to air dry. It usually takes about 30 minutes, depends on the environment of your house though. Now it's time to reassemble this. Making certain your hands are squeaky clean, go ahead and put the O-ring back on for step one. Remove most of the frustration of reassembling this by following this little trick. Pay special attention to this guy right here. This needs to especially align with the slot that's inside of the mixer. So first put on your gasket, then pay attention to where this is at. I want to align it directly, so this is a little off center from this line. So I know, boom, you can tell when it slides in, and that really does help out for the next step. Now it's time for the tank, which can be and is the trickiest part. You have to ensure that these feet are on the back side of this lip. If they are not, if they're on top of or in front of whatever's in here, gravity will take its course and it will go all over your counter, your floor, whatever. It's going to find a way down. So you have to ensure that these feet are absolutely behind this lip. Let me show you the trick. Notice how the feet are behind this lip. That is key. There is a trick depending on the lid. It's not as simple as just placing it on there. Let me show you. The key here is to angle it down towards this corner. So while keeping it on the lip over here, you angle it down a little bit over here, and it slides right down. That's about it. I showed you how to dismantle it, how to clean it, and the tricks to reassemble. There's a little bit of frustration and a learning curve at first, but if you follow the simple tricks that I showed you here today, you'll quickly get the hang of it. But how does it taste?
Oh man, wow, that's so good. Dang.
That's about it for me today, guys. I'm Charlie, and I hope you're just as thirsty as I am.